and we could see you guys all pumped up, ready to go on, and you was heading towards the stage like man on a mission, and we were just stood in the corridor like, where the fuck do we go? Like blocking your way.
Bro, so the funny thing that you say that is that it just conjures. So this is how things work, right? So in my head, I was like, I was transported back to play in Greenfields when we did it in Switzerland. And it's one of the best festivals on the planet, really. Like we played, like Limp Bizkit were playing our time, Slipknot played it, but it's like to give anyone a bit of a mindset of this festival, right? So it's in the mountains in Switzerland. You play it when you play, you're looking up at these mountains, right? It's picturesque. It's always scorchingly hot. Best catering you've ever had in your life, like Michelin starred stuff, like, and you can see bands like Slipknot in a capacity of like, I don't know, 15,000-20,000 capacity place, like as a festival. So it's pretty epic, right? So you've got Slipknot one day, Rammstein another day. You had In Flames playing I think like Come Clarity in full. You had Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, Rammstein playing a like 15,000 capacity venue. Like it was mental. Damn. So amazing, the best time you've ever had. And the reason why I was spectacularly transported back to that moment was I was getting a bit drunk, having the best time of my life after, like, it was the best show we ever played. We ended up playing on a second stage in front of about 15,000 people. It was mad. All the people came to watch us. And we were backstage. I think England had just won a leg of the World Cup as well. So it was like the best day you've ever had. And I'm there walking down thinking, all right, I'm going to grab a couple of beers from the dressing room. I'm going to go watch Limp Bizkit. One of their guys had invited us, I think it may have been Wes, like we were speaking to, and invited us to come on, like on side stage. We were like, sick, of course we will. Nice. And like I'd seen Wes in like normal clothes, right? So obviously Wes balling from Limp Bizkit, naturally wears a lot of stuff, like, and it's different every time. So I hadn't seen him for ages. Walking back to the dressing room quickly, I'm in a corridor like this, walking down, and suddenly, and I was with Jacko actually at the same time. We both had like half drunk beers in our hands, like no hands to be like do anything. Walking along, I see Limp Bizkit doing exactly the same thing as what you just mentioned. Literally, two massive security guys. You had Fred in the middle, red cap to the back, like on his way with his gloves on. You had Wes, you had John Arto. They were all there coming in a formation, right? So, and they were not going to move. Like there was no way that Limp Bizkit before stage are going to stop their stride. So I'm like this. That goes like this, and all we did, I'm not even joking, we faced the wall. Pretty much pretended that we were the wall. So literally we were like this. Walk past. And then they would have seen us. This is what makes me laugh every time, is that they would have seen us side stage with our beers after, just like, they're the guys that are a fucking wall. So yeah, it's not as awkward as you think, because I've done it many times. Another story with that, I'm not going to take up your whole podcast.
No, I'd love this. We can talk. We can do the whole thing, just Limp Bizkit if you want.
My ridiculous stories, yeah. So another one, we played Grass Pop, I think it was, and John Davis was playing. All these name drops. I don't know any of these people at all. So like, it's not a name drop. I love them, but they don't love me. So, so I had two beers in my hand. Common theme to this story, at a festival, having a great time. Grass Pop was one of our favorites. Really drunk, as you can imagine. I love Queen of the Damned. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's really cheesy, really awkward. But Stuart Townsend playing Lestat the Vampire is one of my favorite like reimaginings of a novel. So like, I'm not very cultured, so Queen of the Damned was my take on that. So I loved it as a kid, and he played 3 of the Queen of the Damned songs at the show as Lestat the Vampire. And I'd never thought in my life I'd ever see these songs live. And when I was like 15, they were like my favorite songs. I had them on my MySpace, and it was like my favorite thing. So he played these shows. I'm absolutely loving it. He's coming off stage. I'm going back into the festival arena, and our dressing room is like really close to theirs, like almost like next to each other. I'm walking back and I see him coming, and I'm like, I've got to tell him it was a great show. Like, no doubt about it. Like the usual awkward, like, great show, mate. Great show. I was like, he's just going to say great show. But then in my head, I got in my head and started thinking like, what happens if he like wants to shake my hand or something like, and am I going to put my hand out and shake his, or is he going to shake my This is John Davis. So this is all going on in the 25 seconds I have. And I see him, and I've got double cans in my hand. I just go like this. So he watches me. We meet eyes. He watches me go, and then put my hand out and shake his hand and go, amazing. He was like, you really thought so, man? I was like, literally like, yes, but you just chucked my 2 beers behind me. He couldn't play it cool. I was just like, mate, I love Lestat the Vampire. But yeah, so I've been there probably more times than you guys have been there. So don't ever feel awkward for doing that. And you should have just gone, you guys look well serious or something.